Hey guys, Dan here from Your Guitar Academy and welcome back to this course. Now, in this lesson, we're going to be bringing in that backing track that I was playing over in lesson 1, that kind of demo track. We're now going to bring it in for the first time. And I'm going to be talking about the circle of fifths, which is something we're using to put this track together, a little bit about that. And I'm going to show you how you can move that shape and all the layers on top of that we've learned up and down the neck into, well, at least 5 or 6 different keys for now, but eventually all the 12 keys on the guitar, essentially. So, pick up the guitar and let's get started. Alright then guys, so if you're just tuning into this course, then don't forget that you can head on over to the website to find all the write-ups for this entire course. That's tab, fretboard diagrams, and everything you need to really get this together. Also, if you're enjoying the lessons, please do like and subscribe to the channel, as well as leave us a comment. We love to hear how you're getting on, and if you've got any questions, we'll make sure to answer them. Okay then guys, so let's get straight into this, and we're talking about the backing track first. Okay, so this backing track, which is just a really nice major sounding track, is all about how to move through keys. Okay, so as the backing track progresses, you're going to find that it goes through different major chords. Okay, and those major chords are all connected via something called the circle of fifths. All right, so the major chords that we're going to be using throughout this backing track are C major, G major. Don't worry about where I'm playing these for now. We'll get to all of that. Just you know, think about the chords. C major, G major. Then we're going to D major. Then A major. Then E major. Then B major. And then F sharp major. Okay? So C, G, D, A, E, B, F sharp. And this is known as the circle of fifths. Okay, and I just want to quickly talk about the circle of fifths for you guys that are not sure about this. Essentially what it is it's grouping the keys. So this is talking about key, okay, i.e. how many sharps or flats are in the overall key, all right? And it's grouping them in terms of similarity. So the difference between the key of C major and G major is teeny tiny, okay? Because in C major, you've got all natural notes. So you got C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. Okay, so they're all natural. There's no altered notes. So there's no sharps and no flats. In G major, you've got almost all unaltered notes, except for one. You've got a sharp on the F. Okay, so it's G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, and G. And as you roll through the circle of fifths, so as you go to the D, then you have 2 sharps in the key. As you go through to the A, you've got 3 sharps. As you go through to the E, you've got 4 sharps, and then 5 sharps, and then 6 sharps, okay? So you can see how the reasoning for that, why you might use that as a kind of system whereby to change key, but without it sounding very jarring. Because if you kind of change key from C to C sharp, very jarring sound. You're going from something with no sharps or flats to something with all flats, basically, you know. So it's a very big jump. But if you jump using the circle of fifths, the difference between the jump between the C to the G feels so natural because there's only one little note in there that's crept in that's now slightly different. Otherwise, all the other notes are the same. And when you go from G to D, it's the same thing. You've basically got all the same notes, but now one extra note has just crept in that's a little bit different. You've now got 2 sharps, okay? So it's something that as you get more and more advanced with your theory, you will understand more because it's a way to go through keys without really making an extra jarring sound to the listener, okay? And you see it all the time. You might even for players like Jimi Hendrix, for example, Hey Joe. You know, the kind of classic, that's literally rolling through the cycle of fifths. Okay, so for a lot of you guys who are thinking, how can you play so many major chords? That can't all be in one key. There's only 3 major chords in a key typically. Well, that's what we're doing. We're actually changing the key every single time using the circle of fifths. So hopefully that makes sense. And if you've got any questions about the circle of fifths, let us know. We will certainly be doing a full theory lab course on the circle of fifths at some point. So that's a really good intro and will help you understand the backing track a little bit more. Now, talking about the backing track, let's get into what we're actually trying to do with this guitar gym session. So now you know the chords that we're going to be playing. We're going to be playing all of those chords with our E shape CAGED chord, okay? So the C will be here on the 8th fret. The G will be down here on the 3rd fret. So you've got to really start to get to know your notes on the neck. And if you don't right now, you will do after this. So this is all E string. So the G is on the 3rd fret of the E string. Then for the D, so C, G, and then D is the next one. We're going to be jumping up to the 10th fret. Okay. Then for the A, we're going to be coming down to the 5th fret. So that's A major. Then for the E, we're going to be going up to the 12th fret in this instance, rather than the open strings. We're going to go 12th fret. Okay. Then for the B, we're going to be coming down to the 7th fret. That's where B is, playing our chord. And then for the F sharp, the way I'm going to be doing it is I'm going to be coming down to the 2nd fret. That's where F sharp is, okay? I'm going to try and kind of stick to the 12 frets rather than going up into the higher end stuff here. Just because there's, you know, let's just master one range on the guitar, as it were, you know, 0 to 12, and then we can think about kind of doubling up after that. So we've got this as a basic concept. We've got 4 bars on the C here. We've got 4 bars on G. We've got 4 bars on the D. We've got 4 bars on the A. 4 bars on the E. 4 bars on the B. And then 4 bars on the F sharp. So the first thing I would try and do, I'm going to put this backing track on, and the first thing we're going to try and do is just make sure you can just find those as they play. So here's the backing track. So we've got a nice big counting, okay? Try and pick up the guitar now and do this with me, okay? So we're going to start on the C major. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, there's the C major. And whilst you're on it, you can kind of try your other C major style chords, you know. Whichever way you kind of learn to play this, just you might want to do a little strumming. Whatever you want to do. It's all about creativity. Now, that's 4 bars. So now we're looking for G major, 3, 4. Again, whilst we're here, so the backing track changes a little bit, but it's all G major. Try your little other ways of playing the G major. You might like the high inversion, the triad there, the middle bits there. Whatever it is, you found the G. Well done. Okay, so now be thinking we're going to D. Where's D? It's up on the 10th fret. 2, 3, 4. Here we are. We're back to D. Try. Depending on how you play the chord, might lend to a different type of rhythm. That's kind of cool. Back to that D. However you want to play it, we're finding it. Now we're going to A. 3, A's here. Okay, so we found the A major. Well done. 3, 4. Again, keep fiddling around with finding your favorite position to kind of play for this chord shape. Trying to note that we're on the root note of A here. And now we're going to go to the next circle of fifths, which is E. Up on the 12th fret. Time. Sorry, 2 more bars I should say, not 1 more time. There we go. Okay, now I'm going to come and start thinking about my B major. That's my next chord, B major, 7th fret, 3, 4. Yeah. There's that B major again. 1, 2, 3, 4, and again. Really love this backing track. This is so much fun to play over, and it will start getting more intense in a minute. Now we're thinking F sharp. Okay, so F sharp is on the 2nd fret. Make sure you find it, move the chord, and get to it. Okay, wicked. however you're playing it. There it is, and this is the end of the backing track 3 for just F sharp. Okay, there we go. So, after playing through that with me, how did you get on? First of all, let us know. We genuinely like to hear, is that too much? Is that easy? You know, where are you at with that? I would now think you kind of get to grips enough with this backing track, but if you need to go around that again, just rewind and do that again. Because now we're going to put the backing track back on, okay? So now on top of finding that chord at the right time and getting to it at the right time, we're going to bring in all the layers, okay? So when we're on that C, I want you to play the chord, then I want you to play the arpeggio, then I want you to play the pentatonic box, and then I want you to play the full scale. Now, note here, there's no timing issues, there's nothing you have to be very strict on. It's not like you have to play that once and then move on to that with no gaps. It's very relaxed, okay? This is more of a musical way to learn. The main thing is that when you have to move to the next chord, so after the 4 bars, you move to the chord, play the chord, and then go through the sequence again. Okay, so let's do it together. So let's get that backing track back on. Okay, start from the beginning. Got a nice 2-bar lead in. Okay, we're starting on that C, remember, and I'll talk you through it as we do it, but try and do it with me. 2, 3, 4. C major. Now I'm going to do that arpeggio. Great. Now I'm going to do the pentatonic scale. And now the full scale. And now I'm going to go to G. Chord, arpeggio, then the pentatonic scale, then the full scale. Now I'm going to get ready to go to the D. 3, 4. Arpeggio. Make sure you're doing, you know, root, 5th, 3rd, root, 5th, 3rd, root. Then pentatonic. Go through that a little bit quicker. And then the full scale. Now go to A major. See how I can quickly kind of jump up at you? And now the pentatonic. I'm not really sticking to any timing here, I'm just playing it through. And then the full scale. Just love that sound. Okay, we're going to go to E. Okay, see it jumped up on me there. Pentatonic. Then we're going to go through the pentatonic, so that was the arpeggio, pentatonic. And then full scale. Ah, we're going to have to go to the B. Now the B arpeggio. Now the B pentatonic. So, you know, how quickly were you finding those root notes under pressure? And then the full scale. And now we're going to be going from B to F sharp. Arpeggio. Sorry. And then the pentatonic. And then full scale. Last one, guys. And then we finish on that F sharp, and there we have it. So first off, let me say, if you were able to keep up with that from scratch with me there, well done. That's seriously awesome. Think of all the things that's going into that. Firstly, it is absolute bass. You're able to find the root note on the E string. Then you play the chord. Then you're able to remember the arpeggio, then the pentatonic, and then the full scale, and all of that in what initially probably sounded like a long time, that 4 bars, but suddenly when you're squeezing all of that in, it's actually quite a short time, isn't it? So this is your first goal, okay, to kind of go away and practice. Use that backing track to just play around with that. And I would suggest doing that exact process for kind of like 10 minutes a day. So basically put the backing track on 3 times and do that process, all right? Because then in the next video, what we're gonna be doing is stepping that up and making that all the more musical. Okay guys, so that's it for this lesson. Thank you so much for watching. Please do like and subscribe to the channel, as well as leave us a comment. Now, if you're ready to move through to the next lesson, click here. Otherwise, if you want to start the whole course again from the beginning, click here. We'll see you next time.